the champions page. Here we are. How the heck are you? Happy Friday to you. Happy holidays to you. The hustle and bustle is real, but we are grateful that you are here to talk with us live about this training. Guys, it is here. It is time to talk about it. Yes, we have already launched 6 weeks of the prep, or 6 weeks of the work. And my guess is that you're either doing it or are going to do it. But for those who are working towards it, yes, we have launched our sample workout for 4 weeks of the prep. And for today, guys, this is what's going to happen. The year is coming to an end and January is right upon us. This is what Carl loves to call Q5. Between now and the end of the year, this is where we bust our butts to get people results starting in January. Look, everybody right about now is looking back in 2019 going, man, what a failure of a year. 2020 is going to be my year. They're looking for answers. They're looking for solutions. They're looking to get fit, and you need to be the answer. And part of that answer could include 4 weeks of the prep or 6 weeks of the work. In fact, today you're going to probably find out why you should be talking about 4 weeks of the prep with these people, because if a program is going to get them results, 4 weeks of the prep and 6 weeks of the work is that program. Guys, we're so excited today to bring on the guy who you love to swear right back at when he swears at you, Mr. Amoila, Ceasar Amoila. Welcome to our call. Here he comes. There he is. How are you? Hold on. Hold on. Well, you're muted. There we go. Hey, there he is.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys.
Okay, so Amoila, we're gonna, coaches who are unfamiliar with 4 weeks of the prep or 6 weeks of the work, kind of walk us through why you decided to come up with 4 weeks of the prep.
All right, so 4 weeks of the prep was designed from my first super weekend experience. So right after Summit back in July, I was announced. This was before we actually shot any program. They announced me at Summit. I had the program developed, but then 2 weeks later, I went to my very first super weekend, which was in Portland and Seattle. So I had an amazing time and I led 2 workouts, but I also realized that there were some people who were capable of doing the workout and there were some who weren't capable of doing the workout. And I came back to LA and I had a conversation with Heather Church, which is Mama Bear. If you guys don't know who she is, I love her to death. And I had this conversation. I said, you know, I wish more people could take this challenge and be able to do this program as well. And I wish I had a beginner program, something to get them ready for 6 weeks at org or something just to prepare them for it. I wasn't thinking much about it. And then we wrapped 6 weeks of the work, and maybe a day later, 2 days later, I get a call from Heather, and she told me, hey, your dreams came true. We talked to Carl, and Carl thought it was a great idea to come up with Prep for the Work. So Prep for the Work is for anyone who wanted to tackle on 6 weeks of the work, and they thought, I don't know, that might be a little too complicated or too advanced for me. This program is for anyone. You can be a beginner. You could be intermediate, you can even be advanced as well. This program is able to touch many more people, and my job as a trainer was to influence and to be able to inspire people. I want everyone to do this workout. I want to go to every super weekend and people are getting ready for this work. So I'm super excited about 4 weeks of the prep. It's just as important as 6 weeks of the work.
Yeah. And I didn't know that story actually. And I love that's how it kind of came about, because I really do think that when this was announced and people saw that sizzle video and they saw how tense it was, it may have pushed them back going, I don't know if I'm ready for that level yet. And so to have this as an introduction to 6 weeks of the work really helps coaches. This is a perfect opportunity for you and your customers to see that they can get there, that this is a perfect introduction to what they can expect to 6 weeks of the work. So Amoila, walk us through what is a little bit different, like how is 4 weeks of the prep different than 6 weeks of the work?
So 4 weeks of the prep is 11 workouts opposed to 36 workouts. So these 11 workouts you will recycle for 4 weeks. Another thing about 4 weeks of the prep is the intensity is a little less. It's less intense as 6 weeks of the work. Those workouts are around 45 to 55 minutes with certain workouts of 6 weeks of the work. But for the prep, the workouts are around 30 to 40 minutes. So it's the same structure as 6 weeks of the work. We regress a lot of the movements in 6 weeks of the work to create 4 weeks of the prep. But I also wanted 4 weeks of the prep to have its own legs and have different moves in it as well. So if some people from 6 weeks of the work decide that, hey, I want to drop down and try 4 weeks of the prep, that you are hit with way new movements and a whole new variation of exercises. So the intensity is a little less, and the biggest advantage of it is there's a modifier. So 4 weeks of the prep, you have a modifier to help you for any of the movements that we are doing. 6 weeks of the work doesn't have a modifier. So that's one of the biggest components to 4 weeks of the prep. The same workout structure, the same workout calendar. It's the same way that I set it up with 6 weeks of the work. It's 5 days of intense training. 1 day you're gonna have an active rest day, which is what I call range and repair, to really focus on your mobility and to focus on your flexibility. And then you have 1 rest day. So I'm super excited about it, just because, like you said, there were some people that, oh, I want to do 6 weeks of the work. And they're like, man, I don't know. That might be a little too intense for me. That might be a little above my fitness level. So this program is for everyone to do. And again, it is explicit as well. So I just want to point that out there to you. We keep that same intensity, and there's a clean version as well. So.
Okay, love that. And I was going to bring that up. Coaches, I know so many times we do look to the modifier. That may not be our initial attention, but at some point we do need to drop to the modifier. So 4 weeks of the prep does have that modifier. So this is something that, even if you're thinking, man, there's no way I can even do 4 weeks of the prep, that modifier is with you the entire way. Okay, so let's with 6 weeks of the work, one of the things that we introduced was the fit test. Where it's a PDF in the back office. They were able to print it out, and if they felt like they could do the fit test, they were ready for 6 weeks of the work. How does the fit test now involve the 4 weeks of the prep?
So the fit test is still that marker that you want to reach for. So when you're doing 4 weeks of the prep, your goal is to be able to pass that fit test. So once you're able to pass that fit test, then you have access to doing 6 weeks of the work. And some people do the work without passing the fit test. But this was really built for you guys to be able to have something that's measurable. And so again, you're building and you're going through the stabilization phase of 4 weeks of the prep to get you ready for 6 weeks of the work. Another thing is that we keep that same structure as well. So some people are so excited about the crucible. Some people hate the crucible. Some people think crucible's crazy, but the crucible is also that marker for you as well in 4 weeks of the work. So once you get to the crucible, that's your green card. That's that marker that you're going for. So once you make it to the crucible and you crush that crucible, you're most likely ready to take that fit test and to be able to go do 6 weeks of the work. And if you don't pass the fit test, the cool thing about it is you can recycle over again 4 weeks of the prep to get you ready for it. My goal is to teach you properly how to do these exercises. Again, this is more of a coaching tool. And I love this because there were so many complex movements in 6 weeks of the work. We break it down. I want you to get the base foundation. So the next time, even if you've done 6 weeks of work, the next time you come back to 6 weeks of the work, watch how you notice your performance is way better. Watch how you notice your endurance is better. Your stabilization is better. There's going to be so many different factors that are going to improve for you. So the fit test is on 6 weeks of the work. You have access to 4 weeks of the prep if you've already purchased 6 weeks of the work, the early access. So you will already have the opportunity on January 3rd to have 4 weeks of the prep.
That is the gospel truth right there, guys. I'm just going to repeat what he said about that last part. If you have already purchased 6 weeks of the work, on January 3rd, when 4 weeks of the prep goes live, you will automatically get access to it. And let me tell you, do it. Do it not only because it's good for you, but do it because then you'll have a better understanding of what you can talk about with your customers when talking about 6 weeks of the work. You can say, look, I've done 4 weeks of the prep, and this is how it helped me get ready for 6 weeks of the work. And that fit test is a perfect example of what they can expect. Now, Amoila, we just barely launched this past week, just a few days ago, the sample workout to 4 weeks of the prep. How accurate is that to the entire 4 weeks?
It is right on the money. It's again, the sample workout is just a little of the highlights of what to look forward to with 4 weeks of the prep. And I'll be honest, the sample workout is it's super scripted. So you want to really be able to give, and I say scripted, but it's detailed. I'm explaining the different phases into the program. So you have cardio and core, and you have the range and repair, and you have isometrics. It's the exact same layout, and less scripted when we get into 4 weeks of the prep. When 4 weeks of the prep starts, it's that energetic, that energy ball of me just bursting out. I hope you took your Energize. I hope you're ready to get this work, because it's still that same intensity. And it's still going to push you. I don't want anyone to be confused by 4 weeks of the prep. Some people have done 6 weeks of the work and they're like, I'm not going to do 4 weeks of the prep. I'm a graduate of 6 weeks of the work. Listen, 4 weeks of the prep is intense. I don't want anyone to think that you can't get results off of this, because you are going to see crazy results from 4 weeks of the prep. And another thing about it is, I really think, with the intensity of 6 weeks of the work, doing 2 to 3 cycles is awesome, but then you need to regress from your training. Training high intense all the time, again, is not great for the body. You do want to rest, and you want to be able to slow your training and have mixed modalities into your training cycle. So even myself, I might go 4 or 5 months of hard, intense training, and then I cycle down and I reduce the volume and I reduce the load. And that is what 4 weeks of the prep will do. It'll reduce the volume and load, but it will still keep you on track to your goals that you're trying to reach. But it'll be less impact and more low impact exercises. So
That it coaches right there. That's one of the most important things I think Amoila has said so far about your training regimen is if you think you have to be 100% for months on end, it's not true. You cannot do that. Your body cannot sustain that same intensity. And at some point, we've all been there. When you start with your exercises, you lose a lot of weight, you get really fit, and then you plateau. You need to mix it up. And this 4 weeks of the prep is that perfect thing that keeps you fit and toned, but it gives your body that chance to change it up just a little bit enough so that when it's time to go back to 6 weeks of the work, you're right. It's not like this from 0 to 60, you're already on the path. I really, really like that. Okay. Now I noticed that I know there's some questions coming in about equipment. Does 4 weeks of the prep use the same equipment as 6 weeks of the work? What does somebody need in their household to do 4 weeks of the prep?
So if you're doing 4 weeks of the prep, you're going to need dumbbells. You're going to need 3 sets of dumbbells, light, medium, or heavy. The choice is yours. You're also going to need strength slides. You're going to need loops, and you're going to need a chin-up bar, which is optional. Now, I always preach about the chin-up bar because we do a lot of pull-ups and push a lot of pull-ups and chin-ups in 6 weeks of the work. So if you are progressing to get to 6 weeks of the work, you definitely want to have a chin-up bar. We still need it for 4 weeks of the prep because we're doing chin-ups and pull-ups as well. So those are the equipments that you are going to need. The most important person is you. You're just going to need to bring yourself and be ready to do this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go and I'll explain about the Super Trainer Launch Group. I'm excited to talk about.
Yes, and I'm almost there. I'm almost to
Okay.
that question because I know a lot of us have a lot of questions about that. But before we get there, I want to talk quickly about nutrition, especially the performance line products. As we know, this is something we preach on every single program, is as fun or as scary as some of the programs are, it will get you results. But if you include nutrition as part of that, if you're on point with your nutrition, the results are amplified dramatically. Now, if for those who have done 6 weeks of the work, I think you understand the importance of the performance line products. But I want to have you talk just a little bit about how the performance line and how nutrition can get these people the results that they are looking for, especially their customers in 2020.
Yes. So if you are tackling these programs, nutrition is important. Number one, if you're looking for aesthetic changes, if you're looking to slim up, if you're looking for nicer legs or nicer toned stomach, you have to be on your nutrition. You can't do this program if you're going to skip the nutrition part, because you're not going to see the results that you want. I will preach this. It is what you do. You have 1 hour tops working out doing this program, or 30 minutes. You have 24 other hours, 23 other hours outside of here. So your nutrition is important. So if you're going to take on 6 weeks of the work, the most important things that you guys want to have is you want to be on top of your recovery. You want to take your energized, especially energized. There's some days you might not be motivated to get up. Energized to do the job. I promise you, because it helped me many times. So you're having your energized to help you get pushed through that. You know, you're going to have a placebo. You're going to hit a wall. Having that energized will just help you get past that and break barriers. Not only that, you want to make sure that you have your recharge at night. I think that's so important, because what you want to do is you want to be able to reduce your soreness, because I know so many people have done 6 weeks of work and I'm so like, oh, I am sore. I can't feel my legs. So you want to have your recharge, your recover, because those are going to help you get right back in the action. Again, if you're new to functional training, there are a lot of movements that you've never done before. So your body is going to go through a roller coaster of new feelings and new emotions. So you want to make sure that you're preparing your body, you're recovering your body, so you can continue to do this program. So my go-tos that I take, and I take Shakeology every single day. Shakeology, I have been preaching this for so long, is probably one of the most underrated supplements in the world. And again, just from the antioxidants and the quality that they put into this, it is basically hitting your checklist of vitamins and minerals that you need every single day, because we all have some type of deficiency. You might as well just check that off by having Shakeology a day. And that just helped me to be able to not feel lethargic and just to keep me energetic, to keep me going. A lot of times people ask me, how do you have this much energy? It comes from my nutrition. It comes from the balanced nutrition that I have every single day. So my go-to favorites, Shakeology is number one. I have that every single day. Another of my favorite would be the Recharge, Recover, and Hydrate, I would say. Energize, I have a lot of energy most of the time, so I don't take it as much because I just pump myself up. But Energize, for someone who is not in the mood to hear my voice or not in the mood to work out, will do you wonders. So those are so pivotal when you are doing this type of an intense program, because every day you want to show up. Every day you're going to battle, and you just want to make sure that you're fueling your body to get through the workout and to be able to perform. So make sure you stay on top of that.
Amen to that. Amen.
Yes.
Guys, it is part of the total solution. It's not just the workouts. It's not just nutrition, and it's not just peer support. All three together, guys, is what makes Beachbody what it is. And guys, it's the total solution. And he was just preaching, guys, from the rooftops. I love that. Okay, we are wrapping up to the last couple of questions here on Amoila. The Super Trainer Launch Group. Now, this is something, if you were in the first one, guys, you got awesome content from Amoila, because he was there to give it to you. Now, talk to me a little bit about what's going to be happening with the 4 weeks of the prep group, which starts on January 6th.
Yes. So my favorite, this is really my favorite, is the Super Trainer Launch Group, because you have 2 weeks with me. So if you've purchased 6 weeks of the work, number one, you do have access to this group as well. So we combine 6 weeks of the work and 4 weeks of the prep, and we talk about everything about the program. Not only do we talk about this is the opportunity for you guys to ask me as many questions as you want. This group lasts for 2 weeks. So in this group, every day there is a topic that we're going to talk about. Like today, I was sore, how to get over soreness faster, how should I stack the program, or I'm doing Live 4, or I'm doing a marathon run. How do I incorporate your workouts into this program? That's how I answer your questions. And so you get a real up personal relationship with me. It's a huge community of people. I think the last group, 6 weeks of the work, was up to like 5,000 to 6,000 people. And I love it because we all get to just talk about the perks of the program, the do's and the don'ts of the program, and you get to see another side of me. You guys really get to talk to me and really be on a personal level with me. I am live on this every single day. There are some days where I know I'm going to Super Weekend, which is January 10th through the 12th, where I will have some pre-recordings. But for the most part, I'm live every single day. And you guys get to talk to me about whatever questions that you have, even if it's your own personal question, or if you don't even have a question, if you want to show us your results, use this group as a support group. We use this as a support group to motivate, to inspire. You can leave your concerns or whatever you're going through that day. If you're feeling something that day, you're in a, excuse my language, I'm not going to curse. If you're in a bad mood, you can just leave whatever comments you want in there. And we all work as a team to uplift you and to give you the information that's going to help you get through these programs. So make sure you join this group. Invite as many people as you can to this group, because not only do we talk about the program, we also have coach development in that group as well. So it tells you a lot about your business, how to structure your business, how to promote the program, but not only just promote the program, but what to expect from the program. And then that way you understand what you're doing. I think the biggest thing is understanding why you're working out the way you are and what's the purpose of every workout. And that is why I'm super excited. I had fun the last time. I wish I could have did this Super Trainer launch group for like a year straight, because just being able to coach and help people one-on-one, that's just something I really genuinely love.
Guys, I was in that group as well. And can I tell you, Amoila is there every single day. And when he says that he's going to address your issues, can you imagine having almost personal access to a super trainer to help you with the questions you're getting from your customers, the questions you have? If you're looking for a little bit of sympathy from the moves that day, he's there to help you through it. Take advantage of this. It's not just another group. This is your chance, as Amoila said, to own up to your group, to own up to, guys, your business needs to take off. And the only way that's going to happen is if you step outside your comfort zone and you kind of level up. And these groups are the perfect way for you to become more of an expert, so that when you talk to other people, whatever their likes, dislikes, interests are, you can recommend the right group to them, right program to them, which can be 4 weeks of the prep leading up to 6 weeks of the work. Now, I just have two quick things that I want to make sure we get a hold of, because today's the day where the product training guide goes live. So in the back office, the 4 weeks of the prep training guide, product training guide is now live. Guys can go there, check out everything you need to know about 4 weeks of the prep, and that pack options will go on sale in January. Now, there's not going to be a 4 weeks of the prep pack. It's going to be a 6 weeks of the work pack that includes 4 weeks of the prep. That's how it's going to be structured. More information, I'll give it to you guys on the champs page. But Amoila, we're wrapping up the call. Somebody who has been watching this, somebody who is looking at you going, is this what I want to do? What are the things, what are the words you want to say to them right now? Final words.
So if you're still on the fence about this program, ask yourself, when was the last time you pushed yourself and you challenged yourself? And not on a physical aspect, but on a mental aspect. One of the things about 6 weeks of the work that has exceeded my expectations is how it changed so many people's mindset. I've received some of the most sincere messages of how people were going through some hard times in their lives and how this program has just made them a stronger person. So if you're feeling like you're alone, if you're feeling like I don't know where I want to go or what I want to do, just join a workout. Like, you'll be surprised how this transcends into your own life, how doing a workout will help you create principles that you can take into your own personal life. So one of the biggest things that I think is misinterpreted is like how great this is on a mental aspect for your soul. And I believe that 4 weeks of the prep and 6 weeks of the work is your spirit animal. So make sure you do it. Challenge yourself right now. Don't wait for 2020. Stop that. Every day, just go challenge yourself to be better. And today is that day. If you haven't purchased 6 weeks of work, if you haven't purchased the program that you want to do, it doesn't matter if it's my program or any other Super Trainers program. Just commit right now to what you want to get done. Okay. And I guarantee you, the universe will open up so many doors for you if you are open and willing to commit to something. So that's all I want to say.
Dang, I am on a high listening to you. I'm on fire about that. Guys, I cannot agree more with what he said. It's a new decade. Like, we are starting a new decade in just a week, just over a week. No more excuses. No more wishing, no more wanting, no more going the roller coaster of hype and failure. Commit now. Let Amoila guide you through 4 weeks of the prep to get you to 6 weeks of the work in your life. The mental game is probably something we should be talking about every single day, because I could not agree more with that. The mental game is what will change probably first. You will start realizing how you feel better mentally. Then you'll start realizing how you feel better with your overall health. And then you'll start the decade off on the right foot. Amoila, this has been such a great call. I cannot wait to get started with it. Guys, January 3rd is when this program goes live. January 6th is when the Super Trainer Launch Group goes live. We will see you there. Amoila, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.